Shabbat Shalom, family.
Shabbat Shalom.
And welcome to another holy convocation that Yahweh has enjoined unto us. Tonight we are here to observe and enjoy the Feast of Trumpets. On this night, we're going to look at Yahweh, the Great El. We often hear man referring to other men as being great men. But what about the one who made these so-called great men? Let's begin in Genesis chapter 1, and we're going to read verse 26 through 27. Yeah, you can go ahead.
All right. The oracles of the UCI. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 7 through 11. But the end of all things is at hand. Be you therefore sober and watch unto prayer. And above all things, have fervent love among yourselves, for love shall cover the multitude of sins. Use hospitality one to another without grudging. As every man hath received the gift, even so minister the same one to another as good stewards of the manifold grace of Elohim. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of Elohim. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which Elohim giveth, that Elohim in all things may be glorified through Yahshua the Mashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29 through 32. Let no corrupt communications proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good for the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. And grieve not the Holy Spirit of Elohim, whereby ye are sealed until the day of redemption. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. Be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as Elohim, for Yahshua's sake, hath forgiven you. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 1 through 4. Be you therefore followers of Elohim as dear children, and walk in love as the Mashiach also hath loved us, and hath given himself for us an offering and a sacrifice to Elohim for a sweet-smelling savor. But fornication and all uncleanness or covetousness, let it not be once named among you as becometh saints. Neither filthiness nor foolish talking, nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather giving of thanks. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 1 and 2. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of Elohim, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before Elohim. For Elohim is in heaven, and thou upon earth, therefore let your words be few. Exodus chapter 23, verse 20 and 21. Behold, I send an angel before you to keep thee in the way, and to bring thee into a place which I have prepared. Beware of him, and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. Revelations chapter 3, verse 20 through 22. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him, and I will sup with him, and he with me. To him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcame, and am sat down with my Father in his throne. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the churches.
All right, hallelujah.
Praise
Once
Yahweh.
again, tonight's class is called Yahweh the Great El. We're going to begin in Genesis chapter 1, and we're going to read verses 26 through 27. And I'll try not to keep us here long tonight, but hey, it's a Sabbath. For those who planned it right, you shouldn't be working tomorrow.
Off tomorrow.
How great it is that we got one of their days, and then Yahweh's day. Hey, this should be a wonderful time of rest.
Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. And Elohim said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So Elohim created man in his own image. In the image of Elohim created he him. Male and female created he them.
So the great El created man in his image. This was the last creation. So we see all these diverse things that was created before man. And now here's another proof of what has been said before, that the angels don't procreate. He had to make something that looks like him. He had to create it from the dust of the ground. Mm-hmm. If they procreated, then why didn't he just do some procreation and put some people on the earth? And even with the angels, we can see they come diverse one from another. Mm. A cherubim is different from a regular angel. We keep hearing, he said, a man spoke to me. Mm. So when we get these descriptions, it's many different things. And he wasn't narrow-minded that he just created one thing. A goat and a cow kind of look like each other, but the body is different. Then you got a horse and a donkey and a zebra that you could put them next to each other and say, well, they're all similar, but they're different things. Mm-hmm. Even so, the mindset is that they don't even run with each other. And then he turned around and gave this creation that he created like himself in his image, free will. When none of the other creations before that was given free will. So he was that confident in himself that he gave this mini-me free will. And then allowed that mini-me to create mini-me's. Because we could have been made like the angels. Well, we don't procreate. Let's go to Genesis chapter 2, and we're going to read verses 18 through 22. You got to think about it. Most on the average, you create something, you don't want it to talk back to you. You don't want it to make its own decision. Mm-hmm. You want it to do what you tell it to do. That's the biggest thing with AI. Everybody's afraid of what? The AI is going to take over.
Genesis chapter 2, verse 18 through 22. And Yahweh Elohim said, "It is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helpmeet for him." And out of the ground Yahweh Elohim formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And Adam gave names to all cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a helpmeet for him. And Yahweh Elohim caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam. And he slept, and he took one of his ribs, and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which Yahweh Elohim had taken from man, made he a woman, and brought her unto the man.
So he was even considerate to this creation, and observed that this creation did not have a helpmeet. All the other animals had pairs. Isn't that a considerate El? To look and say, wow. Because you have to keep in mind that Elohim communicated with him. Elohim would come and talk to him in the garden. But who did he have to communicate with when Elohim was gone? Elohim still has his heavenly kingdom to run. He has people there that he can communicate with. But here's this mini-me, this image of himself that has no one but him. That's another level of respect, another level of consideration and concern. I mean, we even have to think about us as individuals. Mm-hmm. Most people you talk to them, I have a dog. Okay, so who does a dog play with? Why don't you have two dogs? So the dogs can play with each other. just consideration. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 11.
You know, brother, we don't, consider truly it is a blessing to have, someone in your life, but, someone in your life that's on the same page.
Right.
Yep.
That is key. Because there's many a man and woman who have someone in their life, but it's grief. Because what are they afraid of? What they think loneliness is.
Yeah.
If you establish that same relationship that Adam had in the beginning with his Elohim, everything else will come after.
Yeah.
Just like your Elohim looked and saw that Adam was alone, you create that relationship came with him first. You create that relationship and walk right. Hey, if it's his will, he'll provide for you the right help me. Go ahead.
Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 17. By faith, Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Esaac, and he that had received the promises offered up his only begotten son, of whom it was said that in Esaac shall thy seed be called, accounting that Elohim was able to raise him up even from the dead, from whence also he received him in a figure.
So Abraham was said to be a friend to Elohim. He gave him a difficult task to do, but he also did not give him something that he would not do. That's greatness. How many of us put a burden on someone that we wouldn't undertake ourselves? It's like I said in the class, we're running to the ships, and I give Eliel my backpack and say, hey, carry this for me. We've got to be considerate. So even our El was considerate in what he was doing. He already knew what he was going to have to do. But let me test this man to see how far this man will go. How many, you even have to think about today's day and time. There was a time when rulers of countries went out to war with the soldiers. Nowadays, rulers sit back in their country while all the soldiers are overseas somewhere else fighting. Yahweh didn't put anything on Abraham that he wasn't going to go through himself. Let's go to Yohanan chapter 3 and read the famous verses that everyone likes to read. And I'm just jumping through to show you just how great of an Elohim we have in his consideration and the things that he does. In a position of rulership, a lot of us would have people do things that we ourselves would not do just because we're in that position. Yohanan chapter 3, and let's read verses 16 through 19.
For Elohim so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life.
And this goes right back to what I was just saying. He did not put something on his friend Abraham that he himself was not going to go through. Go ahead.
For Elohim sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of Elohim. And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than the light, because their deeds were evil.
So he also gave us a way that we could find salvation. And this was through his Son. His Son even asked the question. But he put forth his Son on a mission and said, no, you're going to have to go through with this mission, which we'll get there. How many of us look at our kids and when things get too hard, all right, don't worry about it. If you continue to do that, you'll build up a mindset of quitting, of giving up when it gets too hard. Like my brother said in the prayer, things are getting hard. We're about to see what we're all built out of. We're about to see what we're made of. And if you're one of those children whose parents allowed you to quit everything when it got hard, you're going to have to change that mindset. At least you come this far to lose your salvation. Go ahead.
You know, it's crazy. You know, when you hear the stories of, you know, when the tragedy in a family, when a husband, you know, may lose a job and he feels that there's no other way, so he'll actually kill his family and afterwards turn the gun on himself. Like, yo, you really believe that there was no other way for you to get out? I mean, just because things is getting shaky and hard now, that you have to take out your whole family?
You know, a lot of that is also status. You get to a certain point in life and you're more concerned about how people see you than what you're made of.
Yeah.
If I did it before, I feel I can do it again as long as Yahweh gives me breath and strength.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, I've heard this said many times. Why can't we have it like it was? If it fell apart, why would you want it like it was? That should be the clue to say, let's make it better than it was. Even in relationships, why can't we make it like it was? All right, if we're at a rocky point now, why would we want to make it like it was? That's what got us here. How about we figure out how to make it better than it was? You know, when this whole thing started, I mean, I've heard of people in Fortune 500 companies, CEOs losing their jobs. I heard about a guy in West Palm Beach. Man was delivering pizza. Trying to hold it down, but not letting his family know. But the first thing first is to be realistic with your family. That's the strength. Like he's saying, why are you going to take them all out? Okay, why don't you take you out? Maybe they get the insurance money or something and be able to go along. Why are you going to take everybody out? You know what I'm saying? Why everybody got to go with you because you weak-minded? It's a mindset. When I got into my house, I said one thing. Hey, no matter what happens, I can say I own the house. If I'm here for a day, I own the house. Nobody can take that away from me. What's the problem? What are we afraid of? And then at the end, you know, realistically looking at it, it's never ever going to be mine. Never ever going to be mine. What are we fighting to hold on to? But that's that gaining the world and losing your soul. That's showing your Creator that you have no faith in Him to bring you through whatever trials and tribulations you're going through. One thing I try to sit on, and everybody sitting in this room and everybody listening to me, you got to know where you have strength with your Elohim. Okay? The words that come out of His mouth will not fail. He said, I will not give you more than you can bear. Okay? I hold Him to that. I've gotten down and out before and hit my knees. Say, hey, Yahweh, you said, at the time I didn't know His name. You said you wouldn't give me more than I can bear. I'm telling you, I can't bear no more right now. I cannot bear any more right now. And watch it all lifted off. and taken away.
Yeah, praise Yahweh.
As long as, and I'm be honest, as long as I see you going down the road, pulling your heavy load, and you making step after step, and you don't say, hey, Kish, you think you can give me a hand? Hey, bud, go for it. You got this. That's what we need to learn. How to cry out to our Creator and hold Him on certain things. He's a covenant Elohim. He said, I will not give you more than you can bear. That's one thing you can hold Him to. What happens after that is depend on your walk. Because if you're not in the right stand or in a righteous stand, you might want to examine yourself before you put that on the table. Let's go to Matthew chapter 26. I mean, if you're on your regular job and the boss is putting a lot of weight on you, you'll go to the boss, won't you? Mm-hmm. Hey, boss, I need some help. So, go to the ultimate boss. Matthew chapter 26, and we're going to read verses 38 through 46.
Then said he unto them, my soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye here and watch with me. And he went a little farther and fell on his face and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. And he cometh unto the disciples and findeth them asleep, and saith unto Cephas, What? Could ye not watch me 1 hour? Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. He went away again a second time and prayed, saying, O my Father, if this cup may not pass away from me, except I drink it, thy will be done.
Now, when you read verse 40, it says, what? Could you not watch with me 1 hour? Y'all know he's a little aggravated and ticked off, right? Mm-hmm. His own situation is getting to him, and he's kind of taking it out on them. Just so we understand that this is a normal man. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
He went away again second time, 43. And he came and found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy. And he left them and went away again and prayed the third time, saying the same words. Then cometh he to his disciples and saith unto them, Sleep on now, and take your rest. Behold, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us be going. Behold, he is at hand that doth betray me.
So right back to the same thing with Abraham. He took Abraham down to the wire. This is his son. I can't be slack of hand with you either. I've got to be a righteous L. Because now, what mindset would I give people when they read this story and see that I took the cup away from you, but took Abraham down to the wire with his son? But then you're also supposed to be salvation for the world. Mm-hmm. I can't take this away. I can't do this. And once again, it's that thing of how we've been raised, how are we raising our children, and what mindset. Because at some point he understood, without hearing any words from his father, it is what it is. I'm going to have to do this. Mm-hmm. I met a young man some years ago when I was doing retail. And he started doing all these stupid stuff when he came to the job. Just crazy off the wall stuff. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? I mean, you know, you got a back room with a fridge and stuff like that. I'll go in there and this man on the tray where the ice in the ice maker, take his sodas and pour it all across inside the fridge. And I was like, what are you doing? This is a high school student at the time. He looks at me, I'm trying to get fired. Why? Why don't you just quit? My father told me never to quit anything. That's his mindset. So I'm gonna do what's necessary to get fired.
How long you don't quit?
Hey, so we have to examine how we were raised and what mindset was put into us. Yahweh didn't have to answer his son. He didn't have to answer him. He caught the clue. Just like most of us in here have raised our kids. We give them a certain look, they catch the clue, straighten up. That's the greatness of our Elohim. To still make his son go through what was necessary for us. To have an opportunity to be able to enter into the kingdom of heaven that shall be here on earth. Because if he took the cup away, where will we stand? What chance would we have had? Would he then have to wait to come up with a new vessel to put this spirit into this body again? Wait another 30 years for him to grow up? Let's go to Genesis chapter 2. Like I said, in everything that Yahweh has done, the great El, he puts consideration behind it. Genesis chapter 2, and we're going to read verses 1 through 3.
Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the hosts of them. And on the seventh day Elohim ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And Elohim blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which Elohim created and made.
So this day of rest was something special to him. To be able to get the opportunity to rest. Which is something most of us don't know anything about. Honestly, coming into the truth, for most of us, observing the Sabbath is the best thing that we could do. Because most of us have a workaholic spirit, which I know I do. And if it wasn't for understanding of the Sabbath, I'd be working from Sunday back to Sunday. Because even on their little holidays, I still work. And you know, we like to take it's my birthday, I'm not going to work. To me, hey, it's a day I still go to work. I give thanks that I've got life.
Yeah, me too.
But this one day that he was able to rest meant something to him. Let's go down to Exodus chapter 31, pardon me. Exodus chapter 31. We're going to read verses 12 through 17. Exodus 31, 12 through 17.
And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak you also unto the children of Israel, saying, Verily my Sabbath ye shall keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that ye may know that I am Yahweh that doth sanctify you.
So he turns around and he sanctified the Sabbath day, the day he rested. And then he turned around and gave us that same day of rest and made a covenant to say, if you keep it, because I've also sanctified you. So I've separated this day, I've separated you, and I need you to separate yourselves and observe this day. The day that I rested. The day that I found peace. I'm now going to extend it to you. This was just a rest day. Think about it. On your birthday, don't you want everybody to come celebrate with you? That's your day. The Sabbath is Yahweh's day. And he said, I want you to enjoy it with me. This is the day I rested. And going back to birthdays, the worst thing is when you take it off in the middle of the week and you sitting at home, where's everybody else at? Work. So you might as well have went to work and enjoyed the day with everybody else.
If you enjoy your work. All right, go ahead. All right, brother. Verse 14.
Go ahead.
Ye shall keep the Sabbath, therefore, for it is holy unto you. Every one that defileth it shall surely be put to death. For whosoever doeth any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his people.
So in the beginning, see how strict it was? He said, if you do any work, I'm going to cut you off. Then eventually he backed up and said, what? If you do any servile work. But in the beginning, he was strict about it. I don't want you to do nothing. I want you to relax and enjoy it because I enjoyed it. They say, all right, as long as you ain't doing no work to go get paid and make money. Go ahead.
6 days may work be done, but in the seventh is the Sabbath of rest, holy to Yahweh. Whosoever doeth any work in the Sabbath day, he shall surely be put to death.
So, verse 15, 6 days may work be done, but in the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest, holy to Yahweh. Go ahead.
Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations for a perpetual covenant. It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. For in 6 days Yahweh made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day he rested and was refreshed.
And please don't think that was 7 of our days. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 23. So he allowed for us to enjoy the Sabbath because that's the day he rested. And let's get into some more things that he then turned around and of his that he allows for us to enjoy. Leviticus chapter 23, and we're going to start at verse 4.
These are the feasts of Yahweh, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons.
So keep that in mind. The feast days are not ours. These are Yahweh's feast days. So once again, he's allowing us to take part in something that's special to him. Go ahead.
In the 14th day of the first month at even is Yahweh's Passover. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto Yahweh. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. In the first day ye shall have a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh 7 days. In the seventh day is a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest. And he shall wave the sheaf before Yahweh to be accepted for you. On the morrow, after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it. And ye shall offer that day when ye wave the sheaf a he-lamb without blemish of the first year for a burnt offering unto Yahweh. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2/10 deals of fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto Yahweh for a sweet savor. And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, of the fourth part of a hin. And ye shall eat neither bread, nor parched corn, nor green ears until the selfsame day that ye have brought an offering unto Elohim. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye brought the sheaf of the wave offering, 7 Sabbaths shall be complete. Even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath shall ye number 50 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering unto Yahweh. And ye shall bring out of your habitations 2 wave loaves of 2/10 deals. They shall be of fine flour, they shall be baked with leaven. They are the first fruits unto Yahweh.
So as we go through this, we can continuously see that this is all for Yahweh. This is all his stuff that he's allowing us to take part in. Each and every one. It says, unto Yahweh. Continuously. But then what? He gives you instructions on how everything is to be done. So why would we think that there's not instructions on how you even come before Yahweh? You mean he's going to go into details on these meat offerings and these drink offerings, but you can just come however? Go ahead.
And ye shall offer with the bread 7 lambs without blemish of the first year, and 1 young bullock and 2 rams, they shall be for a burnt offering unto Yahweh, with their meat offering and their drink offerings, even an offering made by fire, of sweet savor unto Yahweh. Then ye shall sacrifice 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and 2 lambs of the first year for a sacrifice of peace offerings. And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruits for a wave offering before Yahweh. With the 2 lambs, they shall be holy to Yahweh for the priests. And ye shall proclaim on the selfsame day that it may be a holy convocation unto you. Ye shall do no servile work therein. It shall be a statute forever in all your dwellings throughout your generations. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reapest. Neither shalt thou gather any gleaning of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. I am Yahweh, your Elohim.
So once again, see how considerate he is? He's telling you everything is not yours. Go ahead.
And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets, a holy convocation.
Now, even when you go back to verse 22, right? And he says, And when you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not make clean riddance of the corners of your field when you reap it, neither shall you gather any gleaning of your harvest. You shall leave them unto the poor and to the stranger. He's speaking about the children of Israel. And he said, you should leave it to the poor. But yet, what they tell you? God wants you to be rich. Then it comes and says, and the stranger. So who are these poor people? Wouldn't the poor people then be of the children of Israel? Go ahead.
You know, it's crazy to me, brother, when, you know, those that are in government, you know, they put laws out there for when you even try to feed or give any kind of currency, money to, you know, a homeless, they can actually do something against you. You know, you would think, yo, what's in your heart, you know, to consider to put some kind of law out there to where, and it's showing you right here, even what you own, even what yours. Exactly. Even what you own is not yours, and yet still what you own is still supposed to even give, even of what you can give. You know?
It just goes to show you the wickedness of the mindset of man. And that's why we're going into the heart of our great Creator. How considerate He is. But if we let man and these preachers tell us, well, He wants you to be rich. Everybody can't be rich. So then He put provisions in for those who can't be rich and won't be rich, to let you know that those who have it should provide for them. And it's like you're talking about. Then you create these panhandling laws.
Yeah.
What is in your mindset? It's okay if you feel that way and you want to keep your money. When you're at the stoplight, roll up your window. Don't give anything. But don't stop the man whose heart is pricking him to give. Go ahead.
Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 25. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Also on the 10th day of this 7th month there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be a holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh. And ye shall do no work in verse 28, and ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before Yahweh your Elohim.
And speaking of the Day of Atonement, that is coming. So let's start preparing our hearts, our minds, and our bodies for this day. It's the holiest day of the year. So let's make sure we're not running into it last minute, trying to prepare our bodies last minute. Now is the time to start getting your body prepared for what's coming. Get your nutriments and your supplements and whatever you got to do and get it up to par. Get your mind right for that day. Think of the things that you want to go down in prayer. Hey, you might make a checklist. And every time you go down, see what you covered on your list. Go ahead.
Verse 29. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul will I destroy from among his people. Ye shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your souls. In the 9th day of the month at even, from even unto even shall ye celebrate your Sabbath.
Now, that is great consideration even to tell you do no work at all. Because depending on what kind of work you do, you go out there and try to keep the atonement and work. They might have to pick you up off the ground. So even in something that simple, he took consideration. All the other Sabbaths, he said, no servile work. This one, he said, no work at all. I need you to listen to your belly growl. I need you to feel these hunger pains. But I need you not to be doing something to pass out or to pass the time. Sit still. Focus and meditate. Go ahead.
And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, The 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles, for 7 days unto Yahweh. On the first day on the first day shall be a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh. On the 8th day shall be a holy convocation unto you. And ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh. It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no servile work therein. These are the feasts of Yahweh which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh, a burnt offering and a meat offering, a sacrifice and drink offerings, everything upon his day.
So please keep in mind once again, this is not the UCI's holy days. These are Yahweh's holy days. Go ahead.
Beside the Sabbaths of Yahweh, and beside your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your freewill offerings which ye give unto Yahweh. Also in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto Yahweh 7 days. On the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath. And ye shall take you on the first day the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook, and ye shall rejoice before Yahweh your El 7 days. And ye shall keep a feast unto Yahweh 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month. Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths. That your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am Yahweh, your Elohim. And Moshe declared unto the children of Israel the feasts of Yahweh.
Hallelujah. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 16, verses 13. We're going to read verse 13 through 17. That's Deuteronomy chapter 16. We're going to read verse 13 through 17.
Thou shalt observe the feast of tabernacles 7 days, after that thou hast gathered in thy corn and thy wine. And thou shalt rejoice in thy feast, you and your son and your daughter and your manservant and your maidservant, and the Levite, the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow that are within your gates. 7 days shalt thou keep a solemn feast unto Yahweh thy Elohim in the place which Yahweh shall choose. Because Yahweh thy Elohim shall bless thee in all thine increase, and in all the works of thine hands, therefore thou shalt surely rejoice. 3 times in a year shall all your meals appear before Yahweh your Elohim in the place which he shall choose, in the feast of unleavened bread, and in the feast of weeks, and in the feast of tabernacles, and they shall not appear before Yahweh empty.
So the last one that we have coming up is the Feast of Tabernacles, where all males have to make an appearance. And like I said, with the consideration that Yahweh has given to us to allow us to partake in his holy days, is also taking part in heavenly things. These are things that he's allowed us to take part in, that he has going on in his kingdom. And just to verify that and take a look at it, let's go to Job chapter 1.
Yeah, one more verse, brother.
Go ahead.
Verse 17. Every man shall give as he is able, according to the blessing of Yahweh thy Elohim, which he hath given thee.
And like he says, every man shall give as he is able. Nobody can tell you what to give. That is between you and your Creator. But he says, every man shall give. But like I said earlier, let's go and verify that what's taking place here on earth is not just here alone. Yahweh truly has allowed for us to take part in his greatness. We were not left out. Mm-hmm. Job chapter 1, and let's read verse 6.
Now there was a day when the sons of Elohim came to present themselves before Yahweh, and Satan came also among them.
So what do we see here? We see males making their appearance. This is not taking place on earth. This is happening in heaven. The great deceiver showed up to make his appearance. How many appearances there a year? 3. Let's go and look at another one up in heaven. Job chapter 2, and let's read verse 1.
Again, there was a day when the sons of Elohim came to present themselves before Yahweh, and Satan came also among them to present himself before Yahweh.
So Satan shows up again to make his appearance. We can look at this a couple of ways. It says again. So that means this is after the first time. And I meant his first appearance, not the very first, because this could have been the second and third appearance, or this could have been the first and second appearance. But this is 2 appearances where we see that Lucifer did what he was supposed to do, which was show up. So we can account for at least 2 happening in heaven. He's given us 3. We're partaking in heavenly things. He could have did us like the goats and the sheeps and the dogs, and I mean, the sheeps partake, but not the way they want to partake. Especially if you're the best without blemish.
You know.
Let's go to Exodus chapter 19. Exodus chapter 19, and let's look at how we must present ourselves as men. I could say this out of my mouth, but people would say that I'm the one that's saying it. I know, I mean, I got a demented mind sometimes and a bit filthy, but I want you all to see this comes out of the book, not from me. So don't blame me. We will read it.
Exodus chapter 19.
Verse 14 and 15.
And Moshe went down from the mount unto the people, and sanctified the people, and they washed their clothes. And he said unto the people, Be ready, against the 3rd day, come not at your wives.
So Eliel just read that. I didn't say it. Come not at your wives. Anybody need an explanation put forth to them? Mm-hmm. Sanctify yourselves against the 3rd day. Get your minds ready for atonement. Get your mind and your body prepared for what's coming up. Mm-hmm. So you can't haphazardly say, I didn't know. If you don't understand what that means, you can see myself or Eliel after class, and we'd be glad to explain it to you. But even that terminology, we think it was something that we made up. Look how long ago it was used. Come not at your wives. Mm-hmm. And with that, I will say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, bro.